Hello everybody, and thank you for coming to another nature story time today. We just wrapped up our summer of eco camp, and our theme this year was radical reptiles. So we had snakes and turtles and lizards at camp this summer, and we talked a lot about different reptiles, how reptiles evolved so long ago, even before the dinosaurs, how dinosaurs evolved from reptiles, and then how birds evolved from dinosaurs. And some people consider birds are living dinosaurs of today. So we are going to dive into some more information about dinosaurs in our story today, because did you know that a lot of our dinosaurs actually had feathers? We didn't always know this because we study dinosaurs from the fossil record, and bones preserve a lot better than feathers do in our fossil record. So for a long time, we didn't really realize that so many dinosaurs had feathers. So let's check it out. Our story today is called Feathered Dinosaurs. It was written by Brenda Z. Guiberson and illustrated by William Lowe. Whoa. Feathers are incredible for many reasons. Perhaps the most fascinating thing about them is that dinosaurs, even ones that couldn't fly, had feathers. This fact was not always known because feathers are more fragile than bones and usually did not get preserved as dinosaur fossils. But recent discoveries have revealed feathers on many different kinds of dinosaurs. Did all dinosaurs have feathers? Did they all have other bird-like features too? Here are just a few dinosaurs that help tell the story. So we're going to go through some of the discoveries that they've made. Oh boy, dinosaur names are really hard to pronounce. Herrerasaurus, which means Herrera's lizard, was one of the earliest dinosaurs. It is not known if this dinosaur had feathers. During a time when there was less oxygen in the air, Herrerasaurus could breathe better than other creatures, allowing it to run fast on two legs. Its forelimbs were freed up to develop muscles and grasping fingers, giving this carnivore a big advantage over other slow four-legged reptiles and mammals it caught and ate. It's pretty cool. Anchiornis means almost bird. It displayed many of the same traits as modern birds. With fused wrist bones, its arms could fold back like a bird folds its wings, hands pointing back and in toward the body. A wishbone, a Y-shaped bone spanning the chest, helped support and strengthen those arms. Though it could not fly, Anchiornis had soft, fluffy feathers and strong flight feathers too. Scientists have found well-preserved fossils of these feathers with pigment cells called melanosomes that reveal the creature's true, beautiful coloring. That's pretty cool that they can tell what color those feathers were. Wow. Archaeopteryx, which means ancient wing, has long been considered one of the first birds. Like a modern bird, it had wings with flight feathers, a wishbone, an advanced brain, and clawed feet. Like a dinosaur, it had a toe claw, a larger curved talon on its second toe, used for slashing and stabbing, as well as a long, bony tail and other bones identical to those of the two-legged dinosaurs called theropods. It also had sharp teeth that were great for catching dragonflies. And remember, way back then, dragonflies were a lot bigger than they are today. Microraptor means small feet. This little dinosaur had flight feathers on both arms and legs to give it 4 wings. Some of the feathers were shiny and iridescent. A black coloring on the tips of these feathers came from pigment cells, which added structural strength and helped make it possible for this creature to glide through the air. It had claws designed for climbing, a long tail, and sharp teeth to snatch up insects. Looking pretty birdy. Sinosauropteryx, which means Chinese dragon wing, was a small dinosaur that couldn't fly. It had a beautiful, eye-catching orange and white striped tail. Its colors are known today because archaeologists have discovered preserved feathers containing melanosomes, whose different shapes correspond with different colors. I think that's so cool. While some dinosaurs of its time were eating the new flowering plants, this dinosaur was a fast, two-legged carnivore. Scientists found the remains of one Sinosauropteryx with its last meal, a mammal, preserved in its belly. Dinosaurs are so cool. Caudipteryx means tail feather. This dinosaur had a short tail with feathers that were too weak for flying, but were quite attractive. We see a lot of birds today with some pretty fancy tail feathers. Although it had a few teeth in its upper beak, Caudipteryx was a gulper. It swallowed its food whole without chewing. A lot of our birds today do that. Think of like owls. Fossils were found with stones in the gut. Modern toothless birds that can't chew also swallow stones to help them grind food in their gizzard. Meilon, which means soundly sleeping dragon, was found sleeping like a modern bird. Its head was tucked under a wing with long, clawed fingers. Modern birds, which are warm-blooded, snooze like this to keep warm. Scientists have long believed that dinosaurs were cold-blooded, like reptiles. But does Meilong's sleeping pose mean that some ancient dinosaurs were warm-blooded, too? Researchers are trying to answer this question. That's very interesting. Chidi means funeral pyre lord. This bird-like dinosaur was found sitting on a ground nest over a circle of 22 eggs. With legs folded under its body and wings spread wide to protect the nest, it displayed a brooding behavior similar to that of some modern birds. It also had long claws and a toothless beak like a parrot's. Eutyranus huahli was as long as a school bus, weighed 3,000 pounds, and walked on 2 clawed feet. Before its discovery, few thought such a large dinosaur could have had feathers, but its name means beautiful feathered tyrant for a reason. This dinosaur lived in a time of cooler weather and was covered with shaggy 6-inch feathers, which helped keep it warm. With a huge body and small arms, this big creature was not a flyer. See its shaggy feathers covering its body? Tyrannosaurus rex. I bet you've heard of this one. Means tyrant lizard king. It was a carnivore with tiny arms and very big teeth. But still, it had some bird-like features. It had a wishbone and clawed feet. It had blood vessels similar to ostriches and quickly grew from baby to its full 12,000-pound adult size. And like modern female birds, it had special calcium-rich bones to make strong eggshells. Hesperornis, the western bird, was a diving dinosaur as large as a man. It had tiny wings to keep it streamlined underwater and huge feet for steering in the cool seaway that once flooded the middle of North America. Its jaws were lined with sharp teeth that could grab fish. It could not fly, and it walked awkwardly, too. Some of our birds, like loons, walk really awkwardly on land. Confuciusornis means Confucius bird. This prehistoric bird was the first known to have a toothless beak. It was also the first to have a pygostyle, not sure if I'm saying that right, it doesn't tell me how to say that one, a fused bone at the end of its spine instead of a tail. Several hundred complete fossils of this bird were found in China. Only some of them had long tail feathers that were not flight feathers. Their clawed arms were extra long to help them fly. Yoalulavis means early small winged bird. It was the first known bird to have an alula, a small thumb-like extension on its wing, as modern birds have. The extra flight feathers on this thumb allowed Yoalulavis to maneuver at slow speeds. They also helped with controlled flight during takeoff and landing. The size of a sparrow, this smart bird was a skilled flyer. Look at that tiny little bird. With recent discoveries, it now seems that many dinosaurs had at least some feathers, but only a few of these, the avian dinosaurs, survived and evolved to become modern birds. Congratulations to geese, robins, hummingbirds, and almost 10,000 other species that continue the age of dinosaurs in our backyard. It's pretty cool if you think about it. We're living with the dinos. One last section in the back of the book here. It says, small and smart, fast and feathered. Dinosaur discoveries are happening with great frequency these days. Surprising preservations that include feathers have been found around ancient lake beds and volcanic ash deposits in China. These fossils revealed feathers on many different kinds of dinosaurs, all related to theropods. In 2014, an expedition in Siberia uncovered an ornithischian dinosaur, not sure if that's right, part of a group very different from theropods that had feathers too. This discovery hints that possibly all dinosaurs had feathers for at least part of their lives. The dinosaurs used feathers to keep warm or to attract mates. Some had feathers on both arms and legs and could glide like a biplane. Some dinosaurs exhibited bird-like behaviors with nests and eggs. Some of the bird ancestors had tails, teeth, and claws like other dinosaurs did. At times, it would be hard to know who was the dinosaur and who was the bird. Eventually, the small, smart, fast dinosaurs with strong flight feathers became the birds. Recent research also suggests that some avian dinosaurs survived the mass extinction because of the shape of their eggs. Bird ancestors related to the theropods underwent 12 big decreases in size that led to Archaeopteryx and other ancient birds. They were evolving at a rate 4 times faster than other dinosaurs. They lost teeth and tails, which made them more lightweight for flying. Long, flapping arms helped them leap and climb. Strong flight feathers, big brains, and excellent eyes allowed them to zip through the air and hunt at night. A reversed first toe enabled them to perch on tree limbs. The ancient birds could fly up or away to avoid predators. When sea levels dropped and continents drifted, they could reach new islands and find extra food. While the slow-adapting huge dinosaurs were becoming extinct, the avian dinosaurs, the birds, were the survivors. Today, this beautiful, varied, and successful group can be found on every continent on Earth. So that, wow, let's see here. Ostrich kind of looks like a dinosaur. I think that about turkeys too. And cranes, and even our great blue herons. Sometimes they sound like dinosaurs. So pretty cool the more that we are learning about dinosaurs and feathered dinosaurs and how dinosaurs evolved into birds. And I love thinking of our modern birds as our backyard dinosaurs. That's so fun. So I'll put some more dinosaur resources down below, but head outside and see what kind of modern dinosaurs you can find while you're out in nature. We'll see you again soon for another story time. Bye-bye.